Hi, I'm Joe Sandbeck.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a freelance investigative journalist.
Do you work for any publication in particular?
Not really, because I'm freelance. I do have a weekly syndicated column, and I also do pieces for the Wall Street Journal and New York Times occasionally.
Do you have a specialty on what you write about?
Well, I actually started off as a war correspondent, but after I spent about 10 years overseas, I came back, and now I focus on politics, mostly foreign policy and elections.
You said that you write about elections. Did you write about the 2015 Truman mayoral election?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Who was running in that election?
And there were a couple of, like outlier candidates, but the two main ones was, there was Elizabeth Ginger, who was the challenger, and then there was Mayor Max Heisman, who was the incumbent.
Mr. Sandberg, on election day, March 17th, just last month, did you go to the polling stations in District 12?
Yes, ma'am. I went to Greenberg High School to start off with. That's where I thought the polling place was.
What happened when you got to Greenberg High School?
And well, I got there, and there were about 4 dozen, maybe 50 people out front of the school trying to get in. And that's when I remembered that the polling place had actually changed locations a couple weeks before.
Did you go to the polling place that it had been changed to?
Yes, ma'am. It was a gym down in the southeast called the Slow Low Gym, so I drove there.
What happened when you got there?
Well, I parked my car. It took me a while. I got out, and I made my way on foot to the polling place, and I wanted to ask people questions. We aren't allowed to talk to the people in line to vote, though, so I found some people who weren't voting to ask them stuff.
Were you able to speak with them?
Yeah, I'd overheard people in line talking about some sort of voter requirements, so I asked the people I found on the corner about that stuff.
What did they tell you?
Well, before they could answer, a guy in a suit came up. He told me he was from the State Election Commission, and I had to leave.
Mr. Sandberg, would you recognize a photo of that man if I showed it to you?
Yeah, I would.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that I am turning over the photo that has been entered as Plaintiff's 1. Mr. Sandberg, is this the same man who approached you outside of the District 12 polling location?
Yes, ma'am, that's him.
What did he tell you?
Well, he told me there's no campaigning within a block of the polling place, and I tried to tell him, I'm a journalist, I'm here reporting, and he told me to leave anyway.
Did you do any research into who this man might be?
Yeah, I did. I actually asked the police department if they had any information on him.
Did the police department provide you with anything?
Yes, ma'am, they gave me a arrest record for him.
Would you recognize that arrest record if I showed it to you today?
Yes, ma'am, I would.
Approaching opposing counsel. Permission to approach the witness? Ryan, would you like a copy yourself? What is this that I've handed you, Mr. Sandberg?
This is a arrest record for Casey French, and there's also a certificate of authenticity here from the City Department of Public Records.
Your Honor, at this time we move plaintiffs 4 into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor. Witness will be admitted into evidence without objection.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that I am turning over an enlargement of the first page of that document, the arrest record itself. Mr. Sandberg, does the man up in the corner of that arrest record look similar to the one that you saw outside of the polling station?
It's the same guy, ma'am.
Does this document give you any idea that there was a connection between the mayor and this man in these photos?
Well, there was actually a string of 3 arrests for him between 2001 and 2004, where all 3 times his lawyer was Mayor Heisman.
Did you ever get the opportunity to ask Mayor Heisman about his involvement with this man?
Personally, no, but another reporter did actually ask Mayor Heisman a question about Casey French.
Can you tell us the context of when that reporter asked that question?
Well, shortly after this lawsuit was announced, the mayor had a press conference to tell the press corps what was going on, and someone asked him, had you ever seen that man before?
How did the mayor respond to whether or not he had ever seen this man?
He said he didn't know him.